Right, here we go. We're back with this Futuvers. It's Harry and Meghan have become a liability. The Duke hints at resuming royal duties, says Kinsey Schofield, and this bleeding creature here. It's not for no reason God gave him a name that rhymes with vile. Yes, it's the Jeremy bleeding Kyle vile piece of bleeding work I've ever... No, there I go. I've said it. I don't care. I've nailed my colours to the mast, Futuvers. I do not like this bleeding man. He's got the ego the size of a bleeding, I don't know what, an elephant. Go on. Let's go. Right, we're whispering today.
We've talked so many times about where there could be a little bit of a softening, a
there we
thawing. Maybe this is the second step to say, I've come to visit and I'm going to...
Right, Kinsey and whoever this bin is here, everybody remember, you're talking about the Barry Barrington and the Megalite, but it's all about Jeremy Vile. It is. Look, everybody listen to Jeremy. Watch him.
Together.
Yes, he needs some attention. Let's give him attention. Yes?
Well, I think we might be giving this...
He's going to interject.
Too much credit. I think that Harry seemed caught off guard by...
I love you, sweetheart, but you are somewhat overexposed. A bit like moi. And there can only be one overexposed person in my world, my darling. And it isn't actually you, darling. I do love you. But this is news from, like, Thursday or Friday of last week. Do you get me, capiche? And we're still banging on about it because you've literally got nothing else to do. You're like me, admit it, you know, and I don't even earn any money. But I know that if I want to get views, I have to do a Harry and Meghan. I have to take the piss out of the Megalite. I do. I really bleed well do. So, I mean, I could count. It's probably every day between 30 and 50 different uploads come up about, well, just for me, I'm only talking from my own point of view, on my iPad, my iPhone and my laptop, between 30 and 50 a day that's just totally to do with Meghan or Harry or Meghan or something to do that they've done. Okay? So let's just admit that this is what we're all doing, yeah? Now, it's like I've said before, I've got no what's it for the Megalite. She deserves everything she gets. Harry is a victim of narcissistic abuse. That's my opinion. But he's also not completely innocent. Because when you are being narcissistically abused, you do go along and do things that probably a few decades from now he'd cringe at. But it doesn't excuse what he does. Talking about this subject, he's a liability because he wants to resume. That was, as I say, news from an interview he gave in Canada on Thursday or Friday, when they said something about, did he want to be an American citizen? Did he think he'd come back? And this, that, and the other. It's just BS. And then I heard from other news sources on here, and it wasn't YouTubers, it was legacy media news sources, that apparently the Megalite has tried to consolidate a time, well, pin the king down to a time when they can have a phone call where she can speak to him. I mean, you know, you couldn't make that bleeding mare up, could you? What has it got to do with her, to start with? Like, oh, I'm going to talk because I'm a woman of the world. Yes, I am. I'm a peacemaker. I know everything about families. I do. Look at me. I'm the Mark Clit. Oh, don't even get me started. I mean, I'm tired. Yes. Oh, dearie me. I still haven't done that thing. I know I will do it. It's just I've had so many different things to do. Because it's the first day back at school today. So from my point of view, I've been extra busy with loads of stuff that's just backed up that needed to be attended to. And loads of work to do that has nothing to do with what I wanted to do. I will try and do it, because it's a sit-down one where I have to dress up as Gert and all that old BS, yeah? But I will try and do it, and I hope I knock it into a bleeding cocked hat. I really do. But there's a lot of different things going on here, but she is the main protagonist. The Megalite. Definitely. Harry's a victim to a certain extent. I believe that, and I'll stand by that. And if you hate me, fair dues. It's just my opinion. But as I've always said, he's not actually innocent. He's made he's done a lot of things that he shouldn't have done. This is probably one of them. Oh dear, I'll come back and resume royal duties. Well, they're not going to trust him, are they? And from what I can hear, again from the legacy media, is that William won't have him back. And when I did an upload yesterday saying about how the powers that be should put quite a few, because it is history, if you know your history, this is how they roll. Yeah? Why haven't they put quite a number of fillies in his sort of sphere that could have sort of distracted him, you know, from that whole thing? And then I see Angela, whatever her bleeding name is, Levin, on GB News last night saying, oh, he should get rid of her, this, that and the other. I thought, you've been watching Bleeding Gertie Roots. I just knows it. I do. Either that or we're heading towards the same area. It's sort of going to that area where everybody will have him back. Even I think William would even have him back. It's her. She's the toxic one. Excuse me.
Try to stay positive.
I'm still trying to shake this flu.
When it comes to Invictus Games.
Right, what's happening?
So I think he was nice about his family and he was positive about his family. That's great. But I don't...
I'm still going to say it. He was a lot nicer about his family, a lot more attentive to his family. Whatever he's sort of, I don't know. Yes, he's on the spectrum, isn't he? Yeah, he's not socialised correctly, really, is he, considering? But he did make an effort. Whereas that other thing that he's married to didn't make any effort to see her family. But she wants to be the arbiter of the talks between Charles and her and him, so she can come back and be a Boyle. Yes, I've heard it all. You can kiss my backside. Go on.
Is moving
It's not going to happen.
in a specific direction.
Not on my
when it
watch.
comes to reconciliation.
Quite interesting, isn't it? Because the people who support Harry
Oh, here we go.
say, "Oh, look, he's offering, a
No, it isn't. Nobody says that.
The cynics will say, "Hold on a minute, you've criticised them so much." I mean, I was reading an article over the weekend.
Can you read?
The real
It's
driving
amazing.
force here is not King Charles. It's actually William, who effectively has told anybody.
Yes, we know
I
that.
don't trust them. I don't believe that what is said or what goes
Well,
on.
no, because to be honest, I don't blame William one bit. And again, because he's such a div, and he really is, to be honest, yeah. Because in his book, he thanks the Sussex squad for all their support. So, again, he's really hung the mantle around his own neck on that one, hasn't he, Barry Barrington? But if you think of the stuff, and I've read it, that comes out from the Sussex squad, which is funded by both of them, not just him. And if you notice on her new website, which is called Sussex Royal or Royal Sussex or something that nobody gives a bleeding damn about, yeah, she's put her coat of arms. Never mind Harry. I mean, if people can't see through what's actually going on here, in the words of the Barry Barrington, I really can't help you. But again, I don't want to sound like I'm coming out all, oh, he's a victim and all this, that, yeah, he's a victim. But victims can still be arseholes. Victims, because she holds him in front of her and she does things on his behalf or in his name, or you've only got to see his face a lot of the time when they're out together. You can see he's going somewhere to say something or do something that he doesn't agree with, and he looks like shit, doesn't he? His face is absolutely like so peed off. You can read into a lot of what's going on, and then as I say about you wouldn't have expected anything different, would you? If they, we've got a coat of arms. I thought when it was coat of arms, it was going to be half his and half hers and melded together. No, it's not. It's just hers. So I sort of rest my case with that little mare. Let's go on. Come on. I'm bored already of these two.
Isn't it, for them?
Annoying.
You can't throw as much mud as they've thrown. Go off.
They don't throw
decide
mud,
that
they
actually
throw shit.
They now want to do it. Apology's simple, but it's actions, isn't it? Not
No,
words.
Barry's simple. That's his problem.
Correct. I mean, there is one huge obstacle in Harry's way, and that's Prince William when it comes to reconciliation or even this conversation about...
Actually, no, I actually disagree with you. I think the one obstacle in his way of any reconciliation is standing there, just to his left-footed viewers. Yes! Because if he wasn't with that, I think you'd find that it'd be a whole different ballgame. And with that, I'm bored. I'm over it. I just can't keep coming on here every day and like pretending that it's not happening. That man is a victim of pretty severe, on a world stage, narcissistic abuse of the highest order and probably other abuses. We don't know what goes on, do we? We know what we see and we pretend we don't see it. But I see it and I'm going to say I see it. That doesn't say, not to say he's a totally innocent little victim, but he's a victim of her, and then... honestly, he makes us a victim as well, doesn't he? We're all victims of the pair of them. Anyway, I'm going to victim myself off and make myself a nice chili con carne or something. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Don't let bed bugs bite. And meet you all again tomorrow, hopefully, where I might be a bit more upbeat because I'm just knackered. Oh, with my last legs food too. Oh, I'm drinking at the Last Chance Saloon. I really am. Anyway, bye-bye now.